Hi everyone, my name is Sanaipei Tande, aka Sana, and you are watching The Other Side of Me. I am a karaoke host, actress, singer, songwriter, performer, voiceover artist, NMC, and ... because I'm going to add some things over there. And I am at the Karen Country Lodge. Glad you're watching. My childhood and my experience growing up. I think I had the best upbringing. I did everything that I needed to do as a child. I interacted the way a child should. So, and I had, I have an older brother who, I followed everywhere. So all the marks that you see on my body are courtesy of him, thank you. When I'm most relaxed, I am either by myself or with my mom. She's my best friend, so I feel most relaxed when I'm with her. Wow. Do I have a fashion style? Comfortable, number one. That is the most important thing, comfortable. Number two would be decent. Number three would be sexy, but sexy in a decent way. The one thing that people don't know about me, or the 77 things that people don't know about me, I still climb trees, I climb gates. I'm a tomboy. My favorite day of the week is not day of the week, but it's like the period of the week, which would be the weekend. The weekend, I go to my parents every weekend. My phobia would be heights. I'm very terrified, and it's very funny that I'm opposite of my bro. So my bro likes takeoff and landing. I hate those things. Bungee jumping, skydiving. I will never do that. I decided to be a singer when my brother forced me to go for auditions. So I didn't decide, he decided for me. Initially, I would sing with my mom in church. It's so funny. The girl child is forced to do so many things at a young age, and the boy child is not. And it's very weird for me, but I understand why. We're closer to our moms. If it was a dad there, then a dad would be like, "Wait, unasimama hapa nyote." But a mom will let the boy go and keep the girl close. So I grew up in Mombasa, and the cathedral is where we used to go, Holy Cathedral. And I'd stand next to my mom, and we'd sing from the Purple Book. It was called the Purple Book. And my bro would be like, "Mami nakuja." And he would go out and eat barafu and, play with the other kids and everything. Me, I'm being told, you cannot move from here, stand here. So I started singing with my mom in the church, in the car. And then I eventually knew that I had a voice. And then we had this society in Mombasa, the Ma community, which is Maasai community, MAA. And when I sang the first time, some people said, my uncle said to my dad, "Hey, Manase, umekalia pesa." It was hilarious. Anyway, so then we moved to Nairobi. I joined St. Lucie Kiriri, and there was already a choir there. And then eventually it was called the Natasha Choir, which is my first name. And I'm a Form 3, and you know how it is when you're third former and there's fourth formers over there and you're overtaking them. So it was a bit hectic. So I sang there. And then I wrote a couple of songs. I went to pharmacy, and then Popstars came up. And my brother told my parents, and I had no option. Okay, so being the winner of Coca-Cola Popstars was weird for me, because I'm a very shy person. I don't like to be out in the forefront. I don't like when people pay attention. I don't like to take the attention. That's why, that's not the reason I did pharmacy, but I did pharmacy, and then I learned that, I could actually be the person who mixes the drugs without talking to anyone, So I won, and then I was confused. I was young, I was 18. I hadn't even finished college. So when I got into the industry, everyone was all over me, and I don't like that. I don't like people being too much. I understand the fans, but then the industry was like, it had so many industry people who are trying to cling on you to get the fame, you know, so that kind of confused me and upset me a little. I made that transition from confusion to who I am now by growing up. I grew up and I started asking questions. The first time I asked a question, I was in standard 3. I was 8 years old, and I was in Loreto Convent, Mombasa, and I asked a sister, you know, because it was led by the nuns, and I asked a question, and I was like, where is God from? Apparently I was beaten on my back, because that was blasphemy. But I knew from then, God gave me a brain to ask questions. So I asked myself, why am I worried about this? Why am I upset about this? Why should I do this? Why am I not doing that? Whatever. So I grew up mentally. And I was like, if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. So why am I worried about confusion and stuff like that? I do what I want to do when I want to do it, how I want to do it, whenever I want to do it. If you don't like it, stop. I grew up. My lowest moments being in the limelight was not being true to myself. That was my lowest moment because I didn't understand. I was introduced into the industry in ways that people were not open with me. They wanted me to quote myself by being politically correct. You don't have to be politically correct. You just have to be correct with yourself. So that was my lowest moment, not knowing that I should have been better. But highest moment, discovering me. And just knowing that nothing else matters. The difference between Sanaipei then and Sanaipei now, I'm bolder, I'm more vocal. But one thing hasn't changed, my truth. Back then, I was still true, but I wasn't loud enough about it. I wasn't open enough. I wasn't bold enough to say it. But now, as a grown-up, I still stay true to my truth, but I'm only more vocal about it. Nothing has changed. I'm an open book. The way you see me is the way you will get it. If you don't like it, like I said, step. Motivation. Where did I get the motivation to stand? Oh, well, to step out. I think it's when I realized people are fake. You know, you hide behind this shadow of friendship, and then you realize people are not on the same path with you in terms of their honesty, in terms of their character, in terms of you're just trying to hide behind, oh, I have friends, but you don't relate. You're not real with each other. So I found that out the hard way, very hard way. And then I realized, okay, so Sana, these people are not there for you. Who is there for you? Other than your dad and your mom and your brother and your sister-in-law. Are you there for yourself? That's when I started thinking about that. So I was like, if I step out, I step out as an individual. Even when you come into the world as twins, you will still be an individual. So I had to step out for myself. I had to be confident for myself. I had to protect myself. And I had to be real with myself. Amazed at how far I've come. I can do better. It's just, I'm grateful for where I am. And there's people who look up to me and they say, oh my God, Sanaipei, one day when I grow up, I want to be like you. That's fine, that's okay, and I appreciate that. But for me, my standards, I've set them way high. So I'm not there yet. I'm very grateful for where I am now. I can sing, I can do sports, I can act, I can be an MC, I can be a voiceover artist. There's so many things, multi-talented, thank you God. But by my standards, I'm not where I should be. I can do better. So I'm trying to do better. Truth inspires me, lies inspire me. Society inspires me. I I don't like being put in a box and being made to feel like at this stage I should do this and at this stage I should do this. Everyone has an individual life. So society has to stop. Stop forcing people to do things by that time. Oh, you're 30, you don't have a child, oh my God. You're 30, you're not married, oh my God, you know. Everyone has their own lives to live, and we need to instill that in our children. Don't feel the pressure to do something because somebody has done it. You're 50, you don't have a car. Somebody got a car at 20, that's fine. You don't know how they got it. You do you, live your life. So what inspires me is to talk the truth. All my music is about the truth. So radio was, I went to do an interview for QZ magazine or QZ, I don't know what they called it, for Capital FM. And I go, I do my photo shoot, I do the story, and then Chris Kirubi finds me in the office, and he's like, come see me, come see me. I'm like, okay, I'll come see you, fine. So then I get into the conference room, he calls Eve D'Souza and says, you're gonna train her. I'm like, no, okay. I didn't even know that I wanted to do radio then. So then Eve D'Souza trained me. I did 2 months at Capital. So Shafi calls me, he asks me if I want to do Keeping It Kenyan. It's like a 3-hour show on Saturday. I was like, yeah, why not? So I did that, I had probation period. And then in December of 2007, Caroline called me to her desk and she said, congratulations, Sanaipei. I took a risk with you, but you proved me right. She gave me my gift. I had some JLo shades for Christmas. So that's how I got into radio. I think Aziza was also very random. So somebody saw my song Uncle Ahu, Rashid Abdallah. He saw Uncle Ahu. So I have a skit in the beginning where I'm songaing somebody, you know, plaiting their hair, which I do, by the way, if anyone wants. So I was plaiting somebody's hair, and we had this skit talking about how my husband is a deadbeat dad, and they saw that and they liked it and they said, this girl can act. That's it. That's how I got Aziza, and Aziza has been written around me because if you notice there's some episodes that have karaoke, which is something that I host. And I think Rashid is trying to pass a message, but you know, it's okay. He's trying to tell me to quit those things. So that's how acting came along. But initially I'd done a cameo on Anti-Boss. And then Eve D'Souza decided that I'm good enough to act. So I did Vashita as well, as Eva, the estranged girlfriend of Don. And then Aziza came along and that was it. I hope I can take it further. The challenge, I think, with Aziza was Kiswahili si kirahisi. Kiswahili is hard. And I think Swahili has changed so much because I was born and raised in Mombasa. But when I go back, sometimes I can't understand what they're saying. I'm just like, what is that? Is that a new word? Is there a new kamusi that I don't know? Because me, I still have my kamusi from standard 8, be sure. So yeah, so it was very challenging because we're also acting with some people from TZ, and their Swahili is so proper. Watu wa Tanzania na watu wa Mombasa wanaelewana. So me, I've lived in Nairobi since 2001, and the interaction has depleted, you know. So those are the challenges, but otherwise, I love it. How did I get into karaoke? Okay, it's nice that you noted the fact that everything has come to me. Karaoke also came to me. 2007, somebody approached me from Tamasha, Ahmed, and he told me, we'd like you to come and sing at the club. That's how I got into karaoke. I remember that I used to go there by Mathri from KIIS 100. So at the time, I was being paid 7,000. And so, you know, you get excited. You're like, oh my God, let me buy you a drink, let me buy you a drink. You live there with 2K life. And I hadn't even moved out of my parents' house. So I was sleeping at my uncle's. But I will say this, everything that I've done has come to me. And this is the one time now that I'm realizing that I need to take an initiative and actually progress in my life by my choice, not by people coming to me. Everything that I've done has come to me. Radio, VO, you know, karaoke, acting, everything has come to me. I've never gone out there to actually try and ask, can I? So now I'm trying to do that. Simama Imara, first of all, let me say what the song is about. The song is about just being true to yourself and being confident in who you are, what you have at the time. I remember somebody writing and saying it's Simama Imara is about body shaming. I'm like, what? What do you say? Body shaming for who? Me, I don't care about that stuff. You can body shame me every day. I don't care. But some people are maybe not that strong enough to. So Simama Imara came about as a result of people talking, saying things that they don't know, saying things that they have no facts to support. And true story, hey, I said that like a Costarian, true story, is there was a certain artist who said something about me. And that hurt me because he was a very good friend of mine. And basically just tried to spoil my reputation. So, but I realized that that didn't affect me that much. It hurt me because he was a friend, but then on the outlook, it's just whatever. You say whatever. So, Simama Imara is about being confident. It doesn't matter what people say. The only people who should affect you are the people you care about. And the people I care about are my dad, my mom, my brother, and my sister-in-law. That's it. That's the ends there. This is a tricky one because as much as I'm trying to be true to myself and my music and the people, I know one thing. Globally, the music has taken a different turn. And if you want to sell, if you want to be in the business long term, you have to do what the global market wants. And I'm very terrified about that because it requires you to, you know, take off your clothes and do some raunchy things and whatever. And for me, like I told you, my music passes through my parents. So maybe I can be raunchy in my lyrics, but not in my image, like what I show. So it's a very tricky balance because I want to make money. I put in so much money and I don't make the money out of it because I'm not doing the music that people want globally. So I can't tell you what's gonna happen with Sanaipei. Maybe I'll take that route or maybe I'll just stay home and have my babies, you know? But I know there's people out there who've gotten the message that I'm trying to put out with my music. They're few, but they're there. And I'm not going to not appreciate those people by doing something different. But lyrically, I might. Physically, I will not. I will not show my skin like that because one day I'll be a mother, one day I'll be a wife, and I cannot afford it. The internet does not forget. So be careful what you do. All right, so thank you for watching The Other Side of Me. My name is Sanaipei Tande. We are at the Karen Country Lodge and it's been awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Mwah. Are we done?
Yes, yeah, that was a fun one. Made it through.
I've explained like you can't believe.
That was good, thank you so much.
You should have stopped me when I had an accent, like, so, whatever. Is that okay?
Please tell me it's
Yes, now the outro. That's
What is the outro? Sanaipei Tande. Woo! Is that okay?
Do you?
You are you checking? I'm going to chapa you.
Do you?
Okay, you clapped, huh?